celebrates, and everybody has to do something for Valentine's Day. Everybody does it. My husband and I, we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Since we've been together with each other, we haven't celebrated Valentine's Day really ever. Usually I'm the one that does something and he doesn't, and I'm fine with that. But I'm pregnant, I love sweets, I have cravings, and right now I'm craving a dark chocolate cherry cake. So just so you guys know, I'm going to leave all the ingredients down in the description below. So right here, we're going to start with 1 1/4 cup of flour. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, plus about a pinch or so of just regular salt. We're going to mix all dry ingredients first. Then this is a 1/2 cup of cacao powder. You can use whichever cacao powder you guys like. I like it to be very rich in the cacao. So now we're going to just mix our dry ingredients until it's well combined. And then we're going to do our wet ingredients. So it's well combined, it looks good. Now we're going to add into a separate bowl, we're going to add 6 eggs. Now, every time I cook with eggs, I tend to drop them all over the place. So we're going to just try not and do that this time around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to use our hand mixer, and this is just so we can beat the eggs enough. Now that the eggs are well mixed, we're going to be adding 1/4 cup of melted butter. You want to make sure you melt the butter, not room temperature, melt it. Mix that into the eggs. We're also going to be adding a cup of sugar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to mix this by hand. Then we're going to add all dry ingredients into this mixture. Oh yeah. So this is kind of like a brownie mixture. Now this is probably going to taste a lot like brownies, but I think that's fine. It's going to have extra flavor to it, guys. Now we're going to take 2 pans. These are the smallest cake pans that I have. And you're going to want to oil them up and then put parchment paper on the bottom of it so it doesn't stick. And we're going to just divide this evenly as much as we can, and then we're going to pop them in the oven. Okay guys, so now that the cakes are cooking, we're going to be making our filling for inside the cake. Right here I have 2 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. I have a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 8 ounces of soft cream cheese. I did whisk this before to soften it up. I also have 3 cups of canned cherries. I personally prefer making my own cherry sauce, but because the stores, I went to like 3 different stores and no one had cherries, so I had to use a canned cherry sauce, which works perfectly fine as well. And then we also have a cup of powdered sugar. So we're going to start by whisking the heavy whipping cream, getting it its fluffy consistency, then adding all the other ingredients to it. Okay, so it should look fluffy. It should be able to just hold foam like so. And now we're going to add all the other ingredients to it, but we're going to mix it by hand like this. So first thing we're going to add is a cup of powdered sugar. And we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is 3 cups. Look at that beauty. And the positive side about using a can is that it already has most of the stuff that you need, like the sauce and the sweetness. So it's good to have a can, but I personally like making my own instead of buying the canned one. I just think it tastes a little bit better than the can. Now we're going to mix this in. I'm going to add all cream cheese. This is 8 ounces of cream cheese. It is softened. I did mix it with my hand mixer for about 5 minutes to soften it up.
Mommy?
Yeah, what is this? Okay, so I have my son here, and he has a blanket on because we're in the process of potty training, so he has undies on instead of clothes, huh? Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to try this?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Good.
Yummy?
Yummy.
Oh, he's going back for seconds. That's how you know this stuff is good. Okay, now I'm just going to put this in the fridge until the cake is done. And once the cake is done, we're going to actually pop the cakes in our freezer to cool them down. And then we're going to take them out, cut them the shape we want, and then we're going to make our cakes. So we cooked our cake for about 350 for about 20 minutes or so. Depending on your oven, you might have to do either less or more. I always like to check my cake every like 5 minutes or so and check it with a toothpick. If you get wet stuff on your toothpick, then obviously it needs to cook more, but if you guys get a clean toothpick, then your cake is good to go. So once I was done baking these, I actually popped them in the freezer, let them sit for about 20 minutes or so that way they can cool, so I can frost them and get them ready. I have this one right here on a little cake plate. So I went and put some of this filling on the bottom, put my cake on it, and then I'm going to put another one on top once I layer it on. Now you can just use the whole cake. I am doing 2 different cakes. I'm doing one for myself as a little dessert, and then I'm doing one as a gift for a family member. So this is actually for my family member. And it's fine if it goes over on the edges because we're going to be going around and filling it with more of this frosting. So now we're going to just put that right on top. This cake frosted, we're going to be popping this back in the freezer, letting it sit for about 10 minutes or so that way the frosting can actually be holding. What to be doing is I'm going to be melting some chocolate. Now, chocolate is a fantastic topping for any kind of cake. I like to melt it, and then I like to put it on top of the cake, let it just drizzle down, and then design it after it's done. So we're going to do that right now. With melted chocolate, you want to work kind of fast. So we're going to put this on, and then literally right after we put the chocolate on, we're throwing it back in the freezer, just so it can freeze and hold in, and then we can design it once it's holding. So let's do this. It's very messy, by the way, and hot. Try keep it in the middle. Get some parchment paper, and we're actually going to make a little like holes for this little thing. So we're going to take the melted chocolate, and we're going to kind of just do like little tiny holes.